Doodly boo, 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 doo. I like this song a lot. How you guys doing today? I'm Jumbo, Habarigani. Ah! I think I actually have everything set up today. What? Insanity. I know, right? Actually, I put you guys on the wrong screen, but that's okay. I can just drag you over. How's everyone doing today? Got plenty of nothing? Oh, did I not hit update? Did I not hit update after all that? Does it still say I got nothing? That was yesterday. Update? We're not playing Wargroove. Sorry for those of you who are like, where's Wargroove? Well, first of all, I wouldn't start playing it because... Oh, jeez. This looks horrible back here. This is what I get for trying to do my own hair. Or, well, trying to shave my own head. Also, what is with the... Like, why? I have, like... This part is so much darker. And, like, this part's super light. I've noticed that in, like, lots and lots of my pictures. Anyway, regardless, I'm gonna stop looking at my dumb face. So the stream should have updated. Should have the proper thing now. Anyway, what did everybody get up to yesterday since I saw you last and all that good stuff? I did laundry and made dinner. And then I just hung out a little bit. Watched some 6 Feet Under. That's my whole life recently has been do stuff that needs to get done that I don't want to do after stream. And then, so it's stream, do chores and shit, adult things, try to relax, watch 6 Feet Under. That's been my life. Not the worst. And I swear I had every intention of working on Bulbasaur today, but I've been so tired. What does that have to do with making a Bulbasaur? Well, first of all, it takes a lot of mental energy. Second of all, is that, what was I saying? What was I saying? You're on a deadline? Oh no! Dims, thank you for lurking. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I hope you get stuff done quickly. So yeah, my mental energy, not quite there, as we can see. But also... Oh, I didn't have time to dust. That's why. I didn't have time to, like, physically prepare my space for working with clay and not getting shit all up in it. So, I decided that we were gonna crochet. I'm also behind on my crocheting. So many of you will know that I attempt to make about 1 project per every 2 months. And it's now March, and I still haven't finished this project that I started a while back. I'm very close to finishing it. I'm very, very close to finishing it. I don't know what we're gonna do today after I finish it. But, you know, that's another thing. So here we are. I'm just gonna get right into it because I don't have anything else to say. That was my night. Feel free to tell me about what you guys are doing. So yeah, I've got my supplies, my stitch markers, my needles. These are little, like, scraps from finishing off other balls of clay. And so, for those of you wondering, where did this come from? That's not what you're wondering. That's what I'm wondering. But for those of you wondering, what the hell is this? Working, what else? Hey, Uncle T. Hope work goes well for you. Actually, let me hold it up on this screen because it's a little easier to see. I'm making a tote bag. You see it? So here's the bottom. And here's the inside. I just shook its booty in my face. It's matako. Or is it, would it be taco? I forget. I think it's just taco for base or bottom. And then matako is plural, which also is buttocks. So like one buttock is taco. So yeah, I just shook its taco in my face. T-A-K-O, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Swahili. But yeah, so making this tote bag that you can't see anymore because I put it down and I didn't switch the scene. Ah! And we finished the main part of the actual bag. So now what I'm doing is making the straps. And I'm just working in single crochet. And then I will have to sew everything together, which is the least favorite part. I thought you said it was my taco. Yeah, it's pronounced the same as taco, T-A-C-O, like the delicious food, but it's not spelled that way. Oh, when I pluralized it, ma-taco, M-A. My brain caught up eventually. Okie doke. So, let's just start being. Anyone have, wait. Anyone have any, sorry, I'm trying to angle this so that I don't have to hold it super far out away from my body because that feels very awkward to me. Anybody got any fun plans for the weekend? My plans for the weekend are to clean the house. Because ain't nobody else gonna do it. And it's getting gross. What else? Swahili recap video, speaking of Swahili, I can't quite decide how I want to do it. Initially, I was just going to, like, basically go over the lessons again, but really, I don't want to just go over the same information that I've already written down. I don't really have anything more to add. So I was initially writing out a thing, like trying to write out a bunch of sentences or something so you can see everything in action. I was trying to write a whole story, but it's really hard to write a story without using a bunch of words that I haven't taught you, a bunch of stuff that you don't know, and stuff that I've forgotten. So that's part of why it hasn't gotten done, is because I just, for the people who said they wanted a recap in one sitting, like, I'm not sure how I want to go about it. I think what I might do is, I might post all of those sentences that I wrote out. I was trying to use all of the vocabulary words that I taught you and all of the, like, grammar and shit without, while keeping the sentence structure as similar as possible. So, if I said my cat is bad, I would want to keep the sentence structure as similar to my cat is bad as possible. So my cat is bad versus my cat is good versus, you know, my dog is bad, my dog is good, blah blah blah, etc. Like, switching out small details, because I feel like, at least for me, I find that helpful. So you can see how, like, the sentence structure works, and even if you don't remember the exact word, you can kind of get the gist of most of the sentence because it's familiar. Like, you know, like, I'm trying to switch out components because I feel like that'll be a good idea. But there's also some stuff that just I haven't been able to work into a sentence, so I have to work on that if I'm going to do that, which I might still do. You know, it sucks getting so much buffering. I'm so sorry. Do I have quality options today? Because if you're most likely just listening, then you can just turn me down. Because you don't want to see all this anyway. You don't want to see that. Or do you? You want to see it real close up? I know you. I know you, Uncle T. I am sorry about the buffering, though. No options. Is my tea ready for insertion? Or will it burn me? That's the... So normally I test it with my finger so I don't burn my tongue. But the downside of that is that my fingers are cold. So if my fingers are cold, I put it in a hot liquid and I'm like, seems good. And then I burn my tongue. Oh, that is perfect. Oh my god. Let me just sit back for just a minute. Oof, does that feel good. Holy cannoli. I love when tea is... Oh, hey. Matching aesthetic. The purple and the blue. This was not intentional, by the way. I just picked colors that I liked. Well, the purple of the Harry Martini design was intentional, of course. But the background was just like, oh, I think this is pretty. And then I made scenes that had a dark blue. It's an intentional mug. And my intention is to display my Harry Martini. Alright, one more sip while it's still the perfect temperature. You get it? You get it? You weren't sure what I meant by that. Now you know. So that came from... It's a nice martini. Oh, thank you. That came from playing Jackbox with... or on my friend... she used to go by Oh My Fiona. Now it's Hey It's Fiona. Hey It's Fiona. Playing on her stream. And you know how they make you draw a little avatar and they have like the square and you fill it in. So I was doing like a very curved Y and then scribble inside of the top of the Y. And then I started making it a little bit more obvious, adding a couple of lines at the bottom that are curved so that, you know, it looks a little more exciting. And someone, because we were all in voice chat together, and someone was like, what is that? Looks like a Harry Martini. And we all just thought that was fucking hilarious. So, hence, forevermore, it's a Harry Martini. That is also her stream, and the I think that was the same night. Well, I used the avatar multiple times because that was like, well, this is me now. That's where this came from. As well.
What the fuck are you doing, Lecta?
We were all in voice chat, and she went on a break, and so we were just, you know, talking, and then everyone fell silent, and I started making fart noises. It's so funny to me that there were like at least 6 other people, and they were just all sitting there silently listening to me make fart noises, and she comes back from break, and I guess she unmuted, and she was like, what the fuck are you doing like that? Oh, and then the absurdity hit. That was fun. I'm not like huge on Jackbox in general. Like every now and again I'll be like, yeah man. It's basically like Drawful is just like I want it to be Pictionary and it's not. I love Pictionary so much. Maybe if we get some people together this weekend when I'm not cleaning or doing Swahili stuff, maybe I'll see if anyone's around for StarCraft Arcade Pictionary, or I wonder if they have it on Tabletop Sim. You know what else is a great game? Taboo. I actually got an app for Taboo on my phone. So if you're ever stuck in a line with a friend, you can play Taboo. And it's lots of fun. My favorite thing in Taboo is where you like are really close to whoever your teammates with. Like imagine me and Aura doing it. Just like there's stuff that is so unrelated, because if you don't know how Taboo works, you draw a card and at the top of the card it has a word, like sun, S-U-N. And they'll have a list of words underneath it that you can't say. But you have to try to give people hints and prompts to figure it out. You also can't do like sounds like blah blah blah. That's lazy and cheating. So if it's sun, then you wouldn't be allowed to say shine or day or, you know, stuff like that. So you have to find ways to get around the list of words that you're not allowed to say. But like when you're really close with somebody, you have this repertoire of weird stories and like shorthand that nobody else has. So like obviously these cards are not gonna have your shorthand on the do not say list. So you say something like, imagine you said Pikachu, and then they were like, oh, the sun! And everyone else is going, how the fuck did you get that? And we're like, oh, we just know each other, that's all. It's a real nice feeling. And it's also very funny to me. I forgot how long I was gonna make this, but I think probably like double what I have now, which is a little bit longer than the width of the tote. I'd have to like hold it up or like lay it out flat so that I can see, but I've got a ways to go. And then we have to make another strap. And I have to weave in all the ends, which is the worst part of crocheting. It's the worst part of not having a skein of yarn that is like big enough. So every time you have to switch between balls of yarn, whether that's because you change a color, like I did in here, or because you ran out and you have to add in a second color, or add in another ball of yarn, I mean. It's fucking annoying. I hates it. It's not fun, it's just tedious, but it has to be done. I mean, I could just leave these yarns, like, flopping around in here, but that doesn't look nice. And there's the possibility that if it ever, that it's higher possibility that it will unravel, so. Sometimes you can get away with it, though. Like, if you're making an amigurumi, leave that shit. Ain't nobody opening up your amigurumi, taking out the stuffing, being like, did you weave in this end? No, you can just leave it as a knot. But for something like a bag where you're like always rooting in the middle of it, always rooting around in the inside, you want it to look nice. I also have to decide for these straps. Normally, when I do a single crochet like this, I would want to finish the edge. Maybe I will finish the edge. Finishing the edge just means, here, I'll show you as an example. Let's pretend I'm done when I get to the end of this row. Oh look, congratulations, I'm finished. So then you could, you would just go around the edge and crochet into the edge like this. So that it continues. See, you've got these little V's here, V, V, V. And then you just keep going around like this, making those little V's. And then it makes, instead of having the bumpies at the top, it looks like this at the top. I think I will actually do that. It just looks nicer. And for those of you wondering what am I making this bag for, this is a Christmas present. I know, I start early, like I said. 2 presents a month. Or no, 1 present every 2 months. If I start early, then I don't have to freak out at the end of the year and hate my hobby, because that's all I do in my free time. But yeah, Christmas present for Fred's mom. A lovely tote bag. Speaking of Fred, it is our anniversary today. We have been together for 3 years as of today. Or I guess technically it was after midnight. So it was like technically the 15th, but whatever, we hadn't gone to sleep yet. It still counts. Still counts. Besides, it's Pi Day. And Pi Day is a great day. 3.141592653589796466323. And I forget the rest. Is it 646323 or is it 323646? I always forget. Because I used to say it one way and then I learned I was wrong and I was like, ugh. I think it's 646323, which is the first thing that I said. I'm a nerd. When I was in 7th grade, still nice and hot. When I was in 7th grade, we had a pi reciting contest. And if you did well, you got a calculator. I still have the calculator. It still works too. Still works too. I was the last one to go. Some people just said 3.14. Some people were even cheekier and they said 3.1. They did not get a calculator. They did not get a calculator. At least if your life ever depended on needing to know pi, well, only for a few decimals. If I needed to know, I mean, you can't know all of pi because it's infinite. Hey Ori, how you doing? If my life depended on knowing all the decimal points of pi, I would die. Because that's literally impossible. Rawr. My phone is going nuts! Because Discord is going nuts. So yeah, if you needed to know pi, and you didn't have a computer to look up the decimal points of pi, or a calculator that has a nice little pi button on it, you fucked. You fucked. I don't even know how many decimal points that is that I know. 141592653589796466323. Ooh, that's an even 20. I like it. I've always thought about memorizing more, and then just never got around to it. But I'm kind of impressed that I remember it this many years later. 7th grade was a long time ago. How old are people when they're normally in 7th grade? Like 12? 11? 12? However old people normally are, I was a year younger. Because I snuck in. I didn't do 2 years of preschool. Because my mom was like, well, her friends are going to kindergarten now, and I don't think she needs another year of preschool, so off I went. But I would, like, they have the birthday cutoff, and I'm technically too late in the year, and they would have wanted me in the next class, but whatever. Good, sleepy, got out of the shower trying to gather energy to play games or more productive things, but we know that ain't happening. Hey, that's okay. You need to rest so that you can be productive. That's how that goes. Also, let me get the tea bag out of this. It's starting to flop around. We don't like floppy tea bags. only in special private time. That's weird. That's weird. As usual. I'm pretty sleepy. I've had a really long week. But I was very productive. I got a fuck ton of things off my to-do list. I got my taxes done, finally. Still mad about that. Did laundry. I still have, I mean, technically, I still have to do a little bit of laundry, because there's some things I can't put in the dryer, so I had to hang dry, so I have to put away the stuff that was drying to hang, and then when I was folding my clothes, I had like 6 t-shirts left to fold, but my back was really hurting, so I was like, you know what? I will do this tomorrow. So I just laid them flat, laid out the laundry bag on the floor, laid them on the bag so that they're not getting all wrinkled, and I'll fold them after stream today. Also, while I was waiting for my laundry to be done yesterday, I was reading this Twitter account called The Sun Vanished. It's a creepy story, and it's really cool the way it was done. 12 to 13? So I was older because of your birthday? You're not dumb. The way they do it is dumb. So yeah, if you're supposed to be 12 or 13, like, if most kids were 13, that means I was 12. Which also means that's about the time I started playing Neverwinter Nights. That matches up for where the computer was in my house. Because I have memories of the first time I played it. The first time I played Neverwinter Nights on my own, I played part of the campaign. Get me out of this hellhole. Or was that Baldur's Gate? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But I remember playing through part of the campaign when I was homesick. I wasn't that sick, obviously, if I was sitting up at the computer. But whatever. My mom let me do it anyway. And then when I really got into it was a little bit later. That's when I started going on role-playing servers. It was real good. God, I miss role-playing so much. It was such a huge part of my life. Hey, T. I got some good insertion today. Thank you. How are you doing, babe? You can be sick and still do things. The reason for staying home is to not infect others. I mean, not sick as in like, oh, I have a disease or a cold or the flu. I mean, like, I don't feel great. Like, I'm not functional. Hello. I'm mostly well, thank you. Good, I'm glad. I don't know why I read that with a Cockney accent. Hey, we should play Payday again sometime. I know I say, I want to do so many things with so many people all the time. But then when I'm done streaming, I just like sit like a lump and I don't do shit. Or I, you know, hang out in streams, which is what I think a lot of us end up doing. But playing Payday with you and Stella and Mono was really fun. You know, oh, we need to reschedule our murder party. So for those of you who got Murderous Pursuits, it was offered free on Steam a while back. I have no idea how to play, it looked fun, and it's co-op, so I grabbed it. A bunch of us grabbed it. And we were going to play a few weekends back, but not enough of us were around when the day actually came. So we should reschedule that murder party. I've been wanting to check out that game for a long time. Yeah, get the gang back together. Pull some heists. I need more masks, man. Although I really liked the one that I got from Shadow Warrior 2. Like, that was real sick. Used to roleplay a lot back in the day as well. Mostly did a lot of fantasy stuff. Yeah, so did I. So in Neverwinter Nights you can make your own server. So I played on a bunch of different servers. I know I've said all this before, but I'm reminiscing. Okay, I'm enjoying it. It's like I played on one that was based on Wheel of Time, which is a fantasy book series, for those of you who don't know. There was one that was based off of Harry Potter that I played on for a little bit. The one I played on, well, I played on Wheel of Time probably second most often. Well, I went through phases. And then the server that my dad was a DM for, he helped build and DM it with a bunch of his friends from a previous server. And that was like custom fantasy lore. So it's custom pantheon and custom like geography and stuff. Same races as D&D, you know, gnomes, elves, dwarves, humans, that sort of thing. You missed that giveaway? Oh no! I posted it in Steam. I thought you got it. I could have sworn you did. Did I say I posted it in Steam? I meant I posted it in Discord. I'm gonna get your gaming PC together so you can play games with people? Yeah! Because you're still getting your teeth fixed. One more crown. Balls in a top hat. I hate waiting. I'm imagining Balls in a top hat like a magician. Instead of pulling a rabbit out, it's just like a set of balls. It's quite amusing. It's like, if that's who you would hire, oh my god, that would be pretty funny. If you were doing a bachelor or bachelorette party, and you're like, I hired a magician, and everyone at the party is like, what the fuck would you hire a magician for? Like, you're supposed to hire a stripper or something, but they do like adult magic. So like, they pull a ball sack out of a hat and a dildo out of their sleeve. Lol, sleeve. Or the bottom of the top hat's cut out, he just puts his balls through it. It's my dick in a box. Or it's my dick in a top hat. You know, normal things like that. What's another one that they do? They like pull shit out of their mouths. And they pull out like 10-inch dildo from behind someone's ear. I would be laughing way too hard. Like, it wouldn't be sexy, it would just be really funny. But I would appreciate it. I would be like, yeah, this is great. I like this. We have some interesting thoughts. Between you and me, we've got the whole weird scenario world covered. Although Sins and Bear sometimes have some interesting headcanon going on. We've got some interesting imaginations. I think you're on the way, way far end of absurd, though. Now I'm just thinking about that cactus man, the picture that Bear found, which I pinned, by the way. Also have that extraction soon, just another 700. Oof. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's definitely something that's worthwhile to spend your money on. It's your health. It's important. But it does not feel good to be like, here's a very large sum of money. Pulls unused rainbow condoms tied end to end. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. I've never seen rainbow condoms. I bet they exist. 'Cause they have other colors. Like, why can't they just make a beautiful swirl? Or like stripes? What if they started printing images on condoms? Like, you could have a unicorn. Or like a comic strip? That would be so fun! Okay, copyright me 2019. Comic strip on a condom. So you don't know what comic you're gonna get. You open it up, and as you roll it down, you get to read it. It goes do 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 do. Myers lube packets out of his sleeve look like goats. Yes. Hey Wormy. How you doing? Hey Sins. How are you? Lounge Tiger. Hello friends. How's everybody doing? I feel like I should appear at Cactus Man the way Mana does at Dota. Yes. I literally just brought up Cactus Man. I don't know if you said that because you were here for that. How is your fever today, my love? Alright, so we've got another like half to go at least. If this is the length that I want for these straps, I might want them a little longer. But when I get to the length that is the minimum of what I want, I'll lay it out and see what I think. And then we shall make another one. And just put your headset on. Nice, nice. You were, like, you felt it in my heart, about to explode. And then you were there. That sentence sounded both loving and suggestive, taken out of context. 2 - 1 day till fancy monitor, woo! What do you think the first game you're gonna play with it is? So, once I'm done with this, again, I don't know how long this is going to take. I doubt it'll take all 4 hours of, like, usually on Day of Sundries, I do, something crafty or creative, non-video game for the first 4 hours, usually. But I doubt this will take 4 hours. If this takes 4 hours, I think I might cry, because why am I so slow? But I've been trying to decide. I laid in bed for a while this morning going, what the fuck am I going to do today? I had already woken up too late to prepare my surroundings and clean to do with the Bulbasaur, or do anything with clay, really. So I knew I wasn't doing that. I was like, okay, well, I can crochet. But Bioshock Infinite or Nier? Ooh, those are good ones. What was I gonna say? Oh. So I didn't know what I wanted to do, maybe coloring, but I decided last night, which is, you know, super late notice, and you'll hear why in a second. I decided that I wanted to make some sort of costume for the Poke Crawl at PAX East. I know, T. I think of you every time I think of Nier. Every single time. No fever this morning! Oh yay! I totally missed that. Lila. Just visiting to drop some love. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thanks for being here and dropping in and loving on us. Here's some loves for you. I'm gonna save money for. I'm gonna save them for the home. Yeah, see, I would be saving, like, if I had the ability to save enough money that it made a difference, I would, I'd probably save to buy an apartment. I keep looking at Manhattan. Oof. I keep looking at it and going, why? Why can't I be here? Oh, because you don't have $1 million. Oh, well, you know. Sometimes I get lucky and I find something that's like $500,000. That's just, it's my home and I want to be there and I can't, and it makes me sad. But I also don't have the ability to put any money into my savings, so I will not be purchasing anything anytime soon. And by anytime soon, I mean like, I might be lucky to have a place when I'm 40. Here it is in a similar place, but I'm Camberville, in Massachusetts is so expensive. So me and Fred want to move. We're in New Hampshire, very close to Massachusetts though, very close to the border. We want to move so that he's closer to work, which is in Massachusetts. And I looked at literally everything east side of Massachusetts, and looked in every fucking town possible. I, of course, started in Boston, because you know me, knowing that it was going to be too expensive and I wasn't going to be able to afford it. I mean, just to rent, not to own. But even the further and further I went away from Boston, it didn't matter. You'd think that the prices would go down enough. But no, everything's still way out of what I can afford, no matter how far away you get from Boston. Like, why? Who the fuck does Massachusetts think it is? Charging shit like that for bumfuck nowhere town. Well, maybe because it's bumfuck nowhere town, and if you want your bum fucked, then you go there and that's a great thing. But like, you know, middle of nowhere should not cost nearly as much as living in this city. What the fuck, Massachusetts? You're in New Hampshire? Oh my guy! What an odd coincidence. Doom 2016. Have you played that before, Wormy? Doing stuff I want. No, I still can. Why am I so warm today? Is it warm outside? I guess it's like mid-40s today. I decided to actually wear a bra. That's mostly in case I have the energy to play Just Dance later, so I don't have to be like, excuse me guys while I just step off screen here and have to undress and then redress. Hey, JP. We'll say the Camberville community calls to you. It's very poly-LGBTQIA friendly. Oh, that's awesome. I know nothing about Massachusetts because I grew up in Manhattan. I lived in Manhattan for the first 17 years of my life. Then I went to college. And that was in Wisconsin. So I lived in Madison for the 4 years I was in college and then a year after. Because I was supposed to inherit this apartment in Manhattan, but my parents hadn't moved out yet, and they had 3 kids and a dog. And I was like, I can't live there until you're gone. And then the Renters Association said that I would have had to live there for 2 years to be able to inherit the place with them there. So I didn't do that, but I eventually was like, get me the fuck out of Madison, like I'm done here now. So I spent 5 years in Madison, and then I moved back to New York and lived in Hell's Kitchen, which I loved. I think I'd be happy living pretty much in any neighborhood in Manhattan. I would just be happy to be there. So I lived in Hell's Kitchen for like 3 years, and then they raised my rent too much, and I had to leave. I had been looking for places, not just in Manhattan, but Brooklyn, Queens, you know, surrounding boroughs for years, literal years. I was looking. I looked at all different sizes too, because I was with my ex at the time, and I was like, I don't like you very much today, so I'm gonna look for apartments that don't include you. Owned it a couple years now, never got around to beating it. Ah, cool. Madison, New Hampshire? No. Madison, Wisconsin for college. I went to UW Madison. So I lived in Manhattan, and then Madison, Wisconsin, and then Manhattan again, and now I'm in New Hampshire. And I've been here a little over 3 years. Or, well, when did I move? Well, in between Manhattan and coming here, I lived with my dad and my stepmom for a little bit. And they're out on Long Island. But that was only a few months, and all my stuff was in storage and shit. So yeah, I guess I've been here about 3 years. Don't know where you want to move yet. Somebody's slip into voice acting. Don't want to just move to a city. Or to keep my place belonging because I suck at making friends IRL. I don't suck at making friends IRL, usually. But you know how many friends I've made since I've lived here? Bagel. It's mostly because the people that I see around here look super fucking boring. And there's also not, like, activities to do. There's, like, no fucking nightlife or anything. There's no, like, where are the book clubs? Where's weird, you know, meetings for random shit? Like, where the fuck do you meet people? Also, there's nothing here. Like, that's why there's nowhere to go. There's no activities, because there's nothing here. And the people that I see walking around here are either middle-aged white people or white people who look like they're drug addicts. So, not really my type of friends to be made. And by middle-aged white people, I mean, like, I'm picturing a dude. A very specific dude. Like, khaki shorts, you know, sandals, gray t-shirt that has, like, a Boston sports logo on it. Beer gut. You know, he's, like, married with a family and grown children. And I don't know, like, what does that person do for fun? I don't know. I don't know anybody. I know since. I know. Like, just these people are not people, like, when I walk around in Manhattan, for example, I see people who I think would be super interesting to talk to. But everyone here dresses the same, they all look the same. Ugh. They're all fucking boring. Anyway. So outside of the people who I met through Fred, and the number of people I met through Fred, I can probably count on one hand. Yep, that's all 5. So I've met 5 people in the last 3 years. Neat. You've been here your whole life? Ick. Local relations can be tough. Sounds like your hometown. Yeah, the other thing is I don't have a car. So, like, technically there's stuff if I would... People always act like a mall is a fucking thing that I should be excited about. I'm like, no. That's like a once-in-a-blue-moon activity. Like, oh yeah, go walk around the mall. That's what me and Fred did for his birthday. We went out to dinner and... we walked around the mall, and that was fun. Like, I like walking around and looking at stuff with him. But that's not gonna be like an every weekend activity. That would get so boring. Never make connections, or the people interested in me are fucking nuts in a bad way. Ori, I'm sorry. Yeah, I find that people in real life tend to be way flakier than internet people. And that does not include people that I meet for the first time, like at conventions and stuff. Those are still internet people. They just happen to be in front of my face at the moment. Moved to southern New Hampshire, and there's a little bit more, but mid and northern are pretty bleak. Yeah, I'm southern, but compared to Manhattan, everything's fucking bleak to me. If you moved to Texas, or Fort Worth, there'd be things to do, but you'd have to be able to drive yourself. Yeah, that doesn't count. Needing to drive to get to stuff does not count as having stuff. I can't even go to the fucking movies by myself because it's too far away. And I have to walk on, like, busy roads, and people around here don't know how to fucking drive without hitting pedestrians, so no thanks. I've had people at a full stop in their cars, like they are at a stop sign, almost run into me because they decided to go when I was in the crosswalk already, like in the middle of their car right in front of their face, and they just decided to go. Throwing away my khaki shorts now. No, it's okay. It's very specifically like Dockers, but shorts. But like to the knee. You can have khaki shorts and they can look real nice, but like, it's a very specific look. It's like that, dude. But don't worry, Ori. Given how your brain works, you're never gonna be that dude, regardless of how you dress. Got involved in community theater. Oh, that's awesome. And then friends I made who from a bit further south spoke more to who I am. Aw. Manhattan is very alive. It is the most alive place. I think the places that I have been to that I have thought that I could live in and be happy. Manhattan, obviously. London. Even though I was in a very touristy neighborhood, it wasn't as crowded as Times Square, so like I can deal with that. Like, London was super awesome. I really liked San Diego, but I didn't really experience much of the city. Like, I liked the little sliver of what I saw, but I didn't spend enough time, because I was there for TwitchCon. So, like, we didn't spend enough time doing, like, mundane city living things. Like, what would you do if you lived here? Like, that kind of thing. So it's hard to tell if I would want to live there. But so far I've got Manhattan and London, two of the most expensive cities on the fucking planet. People get so excited over the blandest shit. A strawberry parade? It's literally just shitty floats moving down a stretch of road in scorching heat. And very few people participate. I would probably make that an event for me. Alright, we're getting there. Just a couple more rows, and then I'm gonna see how it looks with the bag. Oh, what? You do LARPing? That's awesome! Something that I would love to do again is Humans vs. Zombies. I did it when I was in Wisconsin, and we had a really close-knit group. Speaking of which, I should text my friend Kyle. We text like a couple times a year, maybe. But what a nice dude. He just had a second kid. Well, I say just, but it's probably been a year now. His second child is probably at least a year. But yeah, Humans vs. Zombies, it's similar idea, different setting, and Nerf guns. I have all my Nerf guns in the closet. I will never fucking get rid of them. But where am I gonna go? Am I gonna go shoot Nerf guns into the air by my fucking self? No, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna fucking do that. I mean, like, I might, in a fit of... in a fit of what? What would that fit have to be for me to do that? Just go by myself and shoot straight up into the air, like, yeah! Hysteria, probably. UK people much more involved with other people there. Sometimes rude, but not always. Like, more to do. Yeah, and I don't mind doing stuff by myself. Like, I don't need to do stuff with people all the time. Like, I'll go to the movies by myself. I just, like, can't get to a movie theater by myself. It's too far to walk, and I don't feel comfortable walking around here without being in like one very specific area which has next to nothing in it. There's a coffee shop, a library. Like a handful of restaurants. That's it. I don't know why this yarn decided it wanted to unravel itself. I know you guys, you can maybe see the difference. If you're familiar with fiber arts, you'll be able to spot it right away, but like, look at the difference of here, and then when it starts unraveling, like you can see each of the strands. It just looks weird. Let some part of use Nerf guns? Oh, cool! Oh, I guess I just assumed fantasy setting. What kind of setting do you do, or do you do multiple different ones? Events in your town are mostly old folks, and folks with a bunch of kids. Nobody interesting, attending nothing interesting. The only stuff that I thought was interesting, when I first moved here, I went to get a library card, and the librarian was like, oh, you're new, and here, like, look on the website and see all of the stuff that we have. But because of when I stream, so there were two issues. One, because I stream at the time that I do, I can't take part in a lot of the stuff at the library. Although I did take Tai Chi for a while, that was fun. But, oh no, shit, oh, ow. Why did I say ow? Like the yarn was hurt? I said ow for the yarn. And then the other stuff that I thought was interesting were like specifically for kids or teens, and I'm very much not a teen anymore. I'm so very far away from teenage years. But it like it specifically states like, you know, ages, you know, however to whatever to whatever. I'm like very firmly not in that. And I don't feel like parents would appreciate some random adult being like, let me hang out with your kids. Like, that's a little creepy. I mean, you guys know me, so it's not creepy, you know? But, you know, from the outside world, having a stranger, it's like, I want to do these things these kids are doing. Let me befriend your 10-year-old or whatever. Like, that's a little weird. Day stuff, but nighttime there isn't really much. I know! Outside of bars, exactly. And I feel like the area around here is really fucking sketchy, and I don't want to go out at night by myself. That's scary. Because it's dead fucking silent most of the time. So if someone were to try to snatch me or hurt me, congratulations, you succeed, because there's no one to hear me cause a ruckus. One was steampunk and sorcery. That's so cool! Ick. Yeah, that wormy Ori, that sounds real shitty. I would not be able to live anywhere close to any of that shit. That's real grody. I have a very low tolerance for intolerance. 80s action horror? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, American Gods, Gremlins, Psychics. So cool. You're bizarrely approachable. I mean, you are such a unique human. I think you just exude caretaker. So people feel very comfortable with you. And it's also different if, like, people are approaching you rather than you being like, I'm going to approach, you know? Because then that's, like, their choice. You're not like, ooh, small child, let me play games with you. And the mom's like, please stop. Who are you? Yeah, when the heritage is hateful, it's like, ugh. It's like, then put it in a museum. Yes! Lounge Tiger, you are our people. I'm so glad you stopped in and decided to stay. Like, in general, stay. Even when I stopped his melting pot of Twin Peaks, Hellboy, The Matrix Godfather, with zombies, werewolves, vampires, Resident Evil, angels, fae, kings, changelings. Holy shit, that sounds like so much fun. That sounds really awesome. We did the giant bubbles in the park, had a whole pack of random kids. Yeah, that makes sense. I would come up too. I'd be like, ooh, bubbles! Bubbles! Bubbles are just so awesome. Yeah, schools and museums for that. Legit. 6 years of staffing, 4 full weekends, and 2 one-day events. Brooklyn had players joining into a small New England town where something weird is going on. That's so cool. You know what I think would be super fun? Basically anything where I get to roleplay, or like put myself in some sort of a, like, you have to suspend your disbelief and get into it kind of a situation. Like murder mystery parties. I've always wanted to go to a masquerade. So I know I've brought this show up a bunch. It's on Netflix. Sex and Love Around the World with Christine Amanpour. And I believe it was, I want to say it was the episode on Berlin, where they had like masquerade speed dating. And I was like, that is so cool. So like everyone's wearing masks, but it's still speed dating. I've always found the idea of speed dating to be fascinating. It's like real cool. And love of bubbles. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you're not, like, I'm not gonna go around picking a fight with people who are just, like, being. But, like, if someone's harassing somebody else because they are intolerant, like, if someone intolerant is harassing somebody else who's just, like, minding their own business, I'll step in. But if someone's just, like, being a shitlord on their own, like, I'm not gonna pick a fight with them. I'm also a tiny lady. But yeah, or you still, like, you have to still live in your community and all that. I understand. Don't want to be creeping. Don't you worry, friend. I thought about it. I might not. Well, like I said, me and Fred are thinking about moving, so who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows where I'll be? But yeah, unless it's like directly where I live, it's kind of a no-go, unfortunately. And we are hoping to move. I'm hoping that at least if we move, if we can find someplace that we afford in Massachusetts that's not Boston, at least I'll be able to get on the train and like get to Boston by myself rather than having to have Fred drive me. Because right now he has to drive me. So then every time I go to fly somewhere, I have to like schedule it around when he can take me to the train, when he can pick me up. It's a pain. I want my independence, please. And everyone's like, then why don't you just get a car? It's because fuck you, I don't want a car. And that's also another expense that I can't afford. I can't afford to have a car, are you kidding me? thought about joining for some virtual tabletop. I mean, like, I'm on the internet all the time. I've got all sorts of internet communities. This is why I'm so happy when I'm on stream. Like, I'm not pretending, you know? Like, I genuinely enjoy being here and hanging out with people. And we do sometimes play offline together, random stuff. It's a lot of Dota, to be honest, but if someone else was like, hey, let's play this, is anyone around? Like tabletop sim or whatever, I would totally do that. I just don't want to be in charge of scheduling literally everything. And also, sporadic, spur-of-the-moment pickup groups for random games. That's also my jam. Yeah, this is why, like, Twitch is fantastic. I love having so many friends that I get to interact with. It's usually when I'm not on the internet, that's where I'm like, ugh! Dude, it's funny you should say lack of public transit. So I was looking up different places on apartments.com, and they have these like walking scores and public transit scores. Where I live got a 1. A 1 on public transit. Out of 100. A 1. A score of 1. I was like, how is that even possible? How is that even possible? So yeah, it's basically, I'm not lacking for virtual activities, but as an extreme extrovert, like, I need to be around people in a more general sense. Even if I'm not directly interacting with those people, like, just being around other humans. And also, you know, as much as I love streaming, it gets tiring. I get tired. Because I can't just take a back seat and enjoy someone else's conversation for a minute. You know, like, I have to be the source of topics and entertainment, and I, like, always have to be going and going and going, which I can do for up to about 6 or 7 hours, and then I get really tired. Because it's not quite the same give and take as having a conversation face to face. You know? So fucking stupid. Giant penis sticker or rainbow heart sticker, plastering it all over. Nice. It's next to a very busy road though, which is a problem. Yeah, don't get yourself in trouble. But that would be pretty great. I see it that way in my heart. Does that count? Alright, what kind of length we got here now? Maybe like 6 more rows or so. Harder for you to get out as well, trying to get a virtual tabletop game going. Yeah. So the other thing is, I like to have unscheduled free time. Like, I would much rather, like, if I played in unscheduled pickup games every single night, I would not be upset about that. Because I have the option to not do it, you know? Like, if Fred wants to do something, if he wants to hang out, or I have to get stuff done, like, I don't have to be there, but I don't like to schedule all of my free time, even if it's for something fun. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's, like, just a stupid thing that's how I feel. I just feel that I don't like that. I don't like the feeling of needing to be somewhere at pretty much every moment of my life. Which is why I didn't like doing a split schedule for stream. Because I knew that I had to be back at my computer, even though I had like 3 or 4 hours in between. Just that feeling of like, I can't really get into doing anything. Like, yeah, I can run errands or, you know, work on adult stuff or clean the house or what have you, but there's a time constraint that I did not like working with. No one here you want to be around. Exactly. Yes! Ah! Lounge Tiger, you get me! You try to schedule time to have unscheduled time. Ouch. Those feels. Sharing space and feeling seen and recognized is so important, but taking time to absorb someone who is purposefully engaging with you and taking turns with having the attention, the natural navigation of those interactions is very nurturing to the soul to us extroverts. I just wanted to read it out loud, so I did. But yes. Like, you should see me at TwitchCon. I just, like, I like being around people. Yes, that's how I like it. And I've already spent too much time doing things I didn't want to. So if I wanna sit here and write and drink wine, you can bet your black ass that I'm going to. But yeah, like, when I'm around so many different people and they're all my friends, I like bounce around to different groups. You know, like I get to come over here, see what they're talking about, go over there, say hi to this person. I'm just like, it gives me so much energy. Oh, it's the best. It's the fucking best. I'm going to PAX East and I'm very excited because I get to be around people. Holy shit, am I excited to be around people. It's been getting harder and harder to wait for these 2 times a year when I get to do that. It's owies. It's not having that on a regular basis is owies. I feel like you've got the time to have an in real life social life. Oh, you don't have the time. Got you. Social thing on the 23rd? What you doing? Sound like me at LARPs. Nice. I just want to interact with everybody. Like when I used to go out to the bar when I lived in Manhattan, I would go out with my brother, but when he gets drunk, he gets real quiet and starts looking at his phone or just like staring into space. So then I go around and I meet everyone in the bar and become friends with like 10 different people. And it's great. God, I miss those days. Not so much the heavy drinking, which I like drinking, but I don't want to do it heavily anymore. But like, I'll have a couple whiskeys and then talk to everyone in the bar. That's my jam. Goth nights and speakeasies! Theme parties! Oh my god. Why are you living my best life? Just the idea of that just got me so excited. Some of my partners are introverts as well. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being an introvert. When I was younger, I didn't understand people who were quiet. I was like, I don't know, because they don't give you a lot of feedback, or at least that's what I thought. I think now I'm able to discern the difference between I'm being quiet because I don't want to talk to you, or I'm being quiet because I'm an introvert. But it was like very difficult for me. I'm like, you're very quiet and I don't understand how to interact with you. Like, you're just sitting there. Do you want to talk to me or not? I can't tell. That was me when I was younger. I was like, I don't have anything against quiet people or people who are introverts, but I do not understand them. That was me. Now I get it. Now I get it a whole lot more. And like, 2 years ago, we had like the party motel. We had like the party room in the motel. We just hung out there because where was that? Long Beach? Blech, Long Beach as a location. Obviously TwitchCon was fun because people. But like there wasn't anywhere to really go at night, so we would just hang out in one of the motel rooms and like have some beers and talk to each other. And that was great. But like there would be someone standing in the corner and I'd go up to them and be like, hey, I just want to make sure you're having a good time, and you know, I don't want you to feel like people are ignoring you, but if you want to just be alone and have a moment, feel free to tell me that and I will go someplace else. That's fine with me. Just like, I'm more comfortable now and I understand it now, so I'm able to just be like, hey, I'm engaging you because I don't want you to be left out. I don't want you to feel forced to make the first move if you don't want to be left out but you're nervous. But also, I understand that if you're introverted, you might just want to be left alone right now, and that's okay. So I just like express those things, and then they tell me what they want, and we either have a conversation or I walk away and go talk to somebody else. Aww. Believe we're doing Cards Against Humanity, light RPG games, food. That sounds great, Wormy. Balance out our conflicting needs in a party, yeah. Doing check-ins with guests, good hosting. I mean, I wasn't really a host, but I don't know, that's me. I like people, and these are all people that I knew, right? So, because it's like all day nights, so all people that I'm friends with, and like people that I know already. And one of them I didn't know is one of my friends' boyfriends, now fiancés. He didn't really know anybody firsthand, so I made sure to go talk to him too. But like, it's not that I'm doing it because I feel like they need it. It's more like, oh, here's a person I haven't spoken to. Let me go talk to them. Prioritizes character and story development. That's awesome. Alright, so I think this might be long enough. I know you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, at least not all of it, but I want to lay this out so that I can see and decide if this is as long as I want the strap, or is that too long? Might be too long. I need to take a better look. I think that might be longer than I want. Because if this stretches out, that's like the whole length of the bag. Maybe I want it just a little shorter. Let me see if I can show you. I mean, I have to like hold pieces up. So I've got this here. The bag ends about there. Eep. And then here's the strap. So if the strap is here, this looks like I'm trying to make a dress. Like, that looks a little long. Hang on, let me stuff the yarn between my knees, because that's normal. Ugh. Is that too long? Is that too long, guys? What do you think? What do you guys think? Let me go get my, maybe I want to get another tote bag. Put it on with some stitch markers and test it out. Sins, why are you so brilliant? Let's do that. Alright, let me come back here. So I want it about there. There are a few speakeasies in southern New Hampshire. I don't know of any that are close to me. I should just whisper you and tell you where I'm at. I just don't want to say it to the world at large, because like, I trust you guys. Like, the people who are here, like, I trust you guys, and I wouldn't mind you guys knowing the city that I'm in. Or I guess I wouldn't call it a city, but technically I think it's a city. Regardless. But just on the off chance that there's someone malicious lurking around, that's why I'm, you know, more closed-lipped about it. You know, I just try to make it not terribly easy for people to be malicious to me, just on the off chance that there is somebody. Okay. Depends on how much it stretches. Yeah, well, I don't mind. It's not going to stretch too much because it's 100% cotton. I should pin that a little bit closer. Don't give that to me just yet. I mean, I'm not gonna give you like my full address or anything, but just in general. Yes, that's pulling away just a little bit. I mean, I know it's just a test, so it's fine, but... Provide color commentary? I don't think I'd be able to do that. I get too into Lord of the Rings, and I don't want to talk during Lord of the Rings. I just want to watch it and enjoy. To make up for that separating a little bit, I'm actually going to overlap this and test it. Concord nails it on the aesthetic. Concord, Nashua, and Manchester have speakeasies. Cool. I would have never known. Where do you find these things? Like, I would have never thought to just, like, Google speakeasies and be like, show me! Although I was horrified. This is kind of unrelated. I was looking for a bookstore. There are no fucking bookstores around here. You kidding me? I was like, what is this? Alrighty. Whoop. So, oh shit. Well, that just ripped right the fuck out, but, this is how it looks. Roughly. I mean, like, I usually put tote bags on my shoulder because I put everything on my shoulder. I guess it's not too long. I think it's okay. I wouldn't want it to be longer, though. What do you guys think? You think it looks good? Aw. What a sweetie pie. Worked as a doorman at the one in Concord. Oh, neat. Brooklyn City was small. People keep telling me New York would eat you alive? I don't think so. People have a really weird idea of what New York is like. I just, like, I don't get it. Like, a lot of people have the... Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry! A lot of people have the idea that, like, New Yorkers are mean, and it's like, well, that's not accurate at all. Like, where did this idea come from? I don't know. Probably media. But, like, mostly people in New York just kind of leave each other alone. It's the whole, like... You know. I don't know, man. The only thing that I don't like about New York is Times Square. I don't want to walk through there because it's a bunch of tourists standing in the middle of the street and stopping and staring. If you want to stop and stare, that's fine. Move to the side of the street so that I can get through. I'm trying to be somewhere. Hey, Tom Servo, how you doing? Developed a persona, they love me. Maybe going back? Oh, that's awesome. You'd be good with that length? Okay, good. Got my crafty peoples telling me. So yeah, I think this is good, which means I will refinish this one thing. This edge here. I do kind of want to finish the sides of it though, so it looks nice. Oh, you know what I'll do then in that case? if I'm going to go along the bottom, I'm going to undo one of these because I'm going to wrap around the side. Because I think that that will look nicer and it makes it look more finished. Good point, Since. Oh, I only sing and act. That's plenty. That's plenty. The only thing I dislike about doing this is I always, like, hesitate on where the fuck am I putting these stitches. Because unlike when you're going across, like, there's a very defined place to put the stitches. You put them here, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. Like, underneath each V. But there's no V's over here. So I always sometimes hesitate, and I'm like, should I put it there? Or is that too close? Is it too far? Some stitches are easier to see, like nice places to finish the edge than others, though. This will also keep it from stretching too much, I think. Looks awesome, thank you so much, appreciate it. I've done a lot of work on this thing. A beautiful tote bag. Tote bag. I want to go alone. You'd want to know people there. Take me with you! I'll introduce you to my brother. You'd love him. He's very easygoing. I think he can get along with most people. Like, I technically know a lot of people in New York, but like, while I lived there, I didn't hang out with anybody. No one ever hung out with me that I didn't, like, bring to New York with me. Oh, also my friend Jason. We worked together in Wisconsin, and coincidentally, he and my brother went to college together. And when I say my brother, for those of you who don't know, I don't mean actual brother, but, like, essentially my brother. But yeah, they went to college together. That was such a just weird coincidence. It's like, oh, I worked with this dude. And then we were at his house. Me and Jason were at my brother's house, apartment rather. And he was like, what are you doing here? How did you find my friend from college? And I was like, we work together. It's funny. Love to dance, never get out to dance enough. Yes! I know! Grew up in a tiny no gas station town, so you recognize that cities intimidate you. Oh. I also feel like people, I don't know, like, there are quieter areas of Manhattan too. Like, Manhattan literally has anything you would want. Unless you want, like, a huge swath of woods all to yourself, in which case you can't have that. You want greenery, you can have it. There's gonna be other people around. And the number of people will vary based on which piece of greenery you go to. I'm worrying that the way that I'm finishing this, see how it's curving? I think I need to take out some of these stitches. Like, it's too wide. Unless it balances it out when I do the other side, it probably will. And I don't mind it looking like that. Mainly because it, like, this stitch it's a little holy. It's a little bit holy, so I don't mind. Oh my. Cousin lives in New York City, does a lot with off Broadway. That's awesome. What's the dance parade? Like, Manhattan is just so fascinating. There's always something new to discover. Like, I've lived there for most of my life. And there's still stuff that I'm unaware of. And there always will be stuff that I'm unaware of, and that's so awesome. You can always just discover new things. And that's only Manhattan. Then you've got Brooklyn, you've got Queens, the Bronx. No one goes to Staten Island, let's be fucking real. You know what? I've never been to Coney Island. Never been to Coney Island. Like, that's a thing that people do when they're in New York, and I've never been there. Do you have any other siblings? Technically, I was an only child for 15 years. And then my mom had more kids with my stepdad. So I have 3 half-siblings. But I barely know them because I was off to college before they were humans. Before they were, like, their own people, you know? They were just, like, babies. So they exist, but I don't know them at all, really. Celebration of successful protest against a law is going to make public dancing illegal? What? That's so insane. Fucking Footloose? Hello? I never heard of this. I have, on the other hand, I've seen things such as, like, the, I forget what they call it. Something about no pants. You just go around with no pants, and I don't remember the name of the event, but it's like an event that people do. You're an only child too? Yeah, that's... Breaking news! Stop everything you are doing and listen to me! Lupin kissed me on the nose. Aww, Lupin kisses. This is so cute. Don't know Lupin? Oh, Lounge Tiger. If you are a Discord person, you should get in the Discord because Bear posts many adorable photos of Lupin. He's a very cute boy. And you can probably tell it's a dog by the way I'm talking. You can probably tell that he's a dog by the way I'm talking about him. Hey, you good boy. Can you imagine if you did that to a human? It's a little weird. Like, imagine if Lupin was not a dog and was Bear's boyfriend. Oh, you cute boyfriend. Oh, he's a cute boyfriend. Like, that's a little weird. It's a little weird. Live in San Fran, the most expensive city in the US. I think it surpassed Manhattan a couple years ago. Also, hey Tuxedo Johnny, how you doing? Annual No Pants Bart Ride Day, yes. In their underwear, yes, yes. I've seen photos. But I don't remember the purpose. But I think people, like, in many different places do it. It's basically like, if you want to do it, you're welcome to do it. It is just like a weird thing, and I love it. But I think it take place, sometimes it takes place in winter. And I'm like, hell no. Some people like to be puppies. I mean, that's a different thing, but in general, I would not talk to a human that way. Like, I wouldn't even talk to a baby that way. Babies have a slightly different voice. Just like I wouldn't talk to a kitty like that. It's a different voice for kitties than for puppies. Do you guys have that too? Or like, depending on the animal, you'll talk to it in a different way? Is that weird? Is that just me? Purposes, pants suck. Oh yeah. Oh, I have to change pants because we don't have Hype Thump anymore. And Hype Friend needs to resub again. Anyway, so it would have been broken. Talk to kitties in a higher voice, in dogs in a lower voice. Yes. Okay, not just me. Onesie bar crawls. Might tease friends that way, but not if they asked me not to. Right. I mean, like, doing something as a joke or, like, to be silly is very different than, like, sincerely doing it, right? Like, I would totally do that to somebody as a joke. But I'm not going to, like, with sincerity, talk to them with my dog voice. I don't actually own any onesies. I've never found one that I really loved. For the longest time I wanted, I tried to find one that looks like the one that Abathur wears in Heroes of the Storm. He's got Pajamathur. I tried to find one that's like light blue with rubber duckies on it with a butt flap, and I just could not find it. I looked so many hours, like a stupid amount of hours. If I did find it, there were like 3 of us who were gonna buy them. And we would all have matching Pajamathur onesies. Hey Wraith, how you doing? So this is starting, it's gonna be a little longer because of how this is going, but I think that's okay. People are gonna assume you're really into botany, yeah. You're not? Don't check the mail. Yes, butt flaps are important. I also, like, me personally, I'd rather have a onesie that's a little bit more form-fitting, like still loose, but I don't like the really, really low crotch ones, for me personally. Like, I don't want the crotch to be lower than my knees. I feel like a lot of them are like all the way down there, and like that's excessive. So I'm a little bit picky. Used to have a pizza onesie? What the fuck did that even look like? I'm fascinated. You know what onesie I would want because it just sounds so ridiculous? I want a pigeon. I want a pigeon onesie. That'd be so fucking stupid. I want it so bad. I want it so bad. Oh, why did I have to put this idea in my head? That's so stupid. Someone get on that. Someone find me a pigeon onesie with a crotch that is actually approximately at crotch height. Pigeons are so funny. I love them. They're so goofy looking. Pigeons are just like... if they had tongues, that's what they would look like. That's how they look in their hearts. I just know it. Kya Kone, how you doing? What's up? Good to see ya. If this doesn't even out on the other side, I'm gonna be real sad because I will have to undo it all. And then just have to do every other stitch. But I don't think that would look as nice. Did I skip one already? Oops. I almost did. Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Trees? Ah! I like trees. I'm sending photos of the most amazing trees. You'll be obsessed with all my forest expertise. Absolutely not. Or I think it's pictures, not photos. Sending pictures of the most amazing trees. You'll be obsessed with all my forest expertise. Good rhyme though. That's from Dear Evan Hansen, which is a fantastic musical, which I got to see on Broadway the last time I was in Manhattan because my grandparents spoil me. It was really, really good though. Actually, I think that was just me and my grandpa. My grandma didn't go. She fractured her spine. So she doesn't get out and about. Now her spine is fractured in 3 places. Like, Bish, ain't you supposed to be healing? Hello? Poor Grams. Poor Grammy. But yeah, somehow 1 fracture turned into 3 rather than healing. So she's in a rough spot. Waving through window, yes! Super Jelly. You only saw Rent on Broadway? I saw Rent, I think it was off Broadway. Whatever, I just label it as Broadway because you get it. My mom took me for my, I want to say 16th birthday. We went where you do the raffle, so you get really cheap tickets, and it was like the middle of the day on a Tuesday or something. I've been to a lot of plays. Been to a lot of musicals. But yeah, the theater was mostly empty, but it was still a great show. It was really, really great. She didn't really want to go, but she did anyway. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate you. Where do I want to put this stitch, huh? I think here. Turning this corner is a little bit weird because that's where I started my stitch. And I decided, so what I could do with this is lay it along the edge and stitch it down. But I'm not sure that's going to be secure enough. I worry. I guess it would be. I'll put it in there. That saves me from weaving in an end, right? It should be fine. Especially because it's stretching this way, it's not really going to stretch the other way. But normally you try to do a zigzag pattern when you weave in, so it's extra secure. Super cool. It's not something you're able to do. You probably could if you wanted to learn crocheting. It's not very hard. Oops, that's the wrong thing. My brain saw the string and wanted to pull it through. MS, how you doing today, babe? How are you doing, my dear? I've been practicing that song on Twitch Sings. Sincerely Me. I'm ready to duet. I'm ready to do it. Doing it by yourself is like real weird because they cut out some of the lines that overlap each other. It's bizarre. Forest expertise, if you're such an expert, they'll have to call it fivist. Oh no. Oh no, that's horrible. Oh, I hated it. Oh no. Oh, I hated it. Oh, no worries, MS. I'm glad to have you whenever you show up. So yeah, I think that looks okay. That's gonna even out. That'll be good. Ugh. That is 100% a dad joke. It's a dad joke for sure. Do a duet with Lecter, that would be a dream. I should start some duets too. had, when they were letting you, they took out this functionality, but they would let you like send duet requests to other people. But the 2 requests I got, I wasn't familiar enough with the songs to do them at the time. And then they took out that functionality by the time I was ready to do it. I was like, oops. Or at least not when I was ready, because I was gonna learn the songs. I was like, oh, what songs did I need to learn? So I went to look and it was gone, and I was like, oh no! Oh no! I know I keep like straightening it, I just want to make sure that it keeps looking nice. Lion King musical, that was the only one that I like wasn't a huge fan of. It was fine, like it wasn't bad, I just didn't love it. I've seen so very many. One of my favorite musicals was one that almost no one's heard of. It's The Drowsy Chaperone. I know I've brought it up on stream about 1 million times, but I love it so much. It was so good. Aw, thanks Lounge Tiger. Having some time to hang out with your partners and drink and sing Broadway musicals together. Aw, that sounds awesome. Learn some practices. Well, I loved the music from Dear Evan Hansen. I just hadn't listened to it outside of seeing the play that one time. Or seeing the musical that one time. So I just like, I didn't know the songs well enough to sing them. So I'm not practicing as in trying to sing them well, but practicing as in like making sure I know the tune. Spring Awakening, your friend was in that show? I had a girl who was in my high school who was in that show when I went to see it, and I saw her boobies. That one was really good though. But I usually go to see musicals with my grandparents, so I'm just like, don't stare too hard at the boobies. Don't stare too hard at the boobies. You know, sometimes things get a little racy. Things make you feel things, and then you're like hyper aware of the fact that your grandparents are sitting next to you, and you're just like, Evil Dead musical? Oh, that sounds really awesome. I didn't even know that one was a musical. My grandparents went to see SpongeBob the musical, and they got me a hat with Gary on it, and it says meow. Gary's riding a skateboard. It's pretty good. Alright. Looking okay. I'm just trying to make sure that it stays even. Why does this edge look so much nicer than this edge? Like, this one looks like a sloppy pile of shit, and this one looks all nice and even. I don't know. I think they're about even, though. Trying to imagine what the actors look like. I have no idea. They said it was good. I enjoyed it. Maybe it's because this side is a little bit more accessible because the stitches have been artificially pried apart because I did it on this side first. Anyway. We're getting there. I also just need to make sure that I didn't put like too many stitches on one side versus the other. So I'll have to like approximately count. Which is gonna take me forever. Disappointed, very normal. Very, very colorful outfits though. I mean, that's probably easier if they're gonna be leaping around and dancing and shit than having, like, elaborate fish costumes they have to wear. Small, intimate setting where the audience is, like, 8 feet away. And she put your shirt under, act like he was masturbating, had family come to the show. Oh, boy! Yeah. I've thought about that. I'm like, how do actors who are like in sex scenes, like, do their family members just close their eyes until it's over? Like, I don't want to see. Or do they, like, mentally distance themselves? Like, I don't know this person. Just like, don't look until it's over. Just like intercourse. Don't look until it's over, just like intercourse. Kyoko... Was it Kyokone or Kyokone? I don't remember how to say your name, and I'm sorry. I know you've been here before, but I don't have a very good memory, but thank you for the host. I appreciate it. Yeah, I worry that I missed some stitches in here. But I don't think I actually did. I like this song a lot. Take your time with me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Make me yours, take your time with me, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll probably take my break after this song is done, because I got a pee-pee. Kyokone. Thank you. Or whatever you might you'd like. No, it's your name. I'll pronounce it the way you want me to. It's a little weird, but not as weird. I mean, yeah, it's a little different, though, having conversations about, love and sex and relationships and stuff. It's different having a conversation and seeing it in action, you know? It's a little different. I've definitely asked my mom some very personal questions. I guess one specific very personal question that I will not repeat. So that's a little bit deep into my life that you don't need to know. One of the very few things that I don't really discuss on stream. I discuss most things on stream because I don't care. In person, I'd probably discuss it openly. Streaming is a weird thing. It's weird to strike a balance between, like, okay, here's the community that I know and love, and, like, I'm comfortable with, and then, like, you never know who else is listening or who else might, I don't know what they would use certain information for, but it's just like, you know, some things that, I don't know, man. I was gonna say something you don't want the world at large to know, but I really don't care. So why do I care simply because I'm on stream? Anyway, yeah, I've asked my mom some very personal questions, and she answered me, and I appreciated that. She's a good mom. Perfectly normal to have boundaries on stream and off stream for that matter. Yeah, I just, like, I don't have many boundaries, so it's weird for me personally. It's still a public stream, yeah. But, like, there's probably nothing that I wouldn't say in front of a crowd of people. I don't know why it feels different. Maybe because this is my job? I don't know. It's just an interesting thing to think about. I'm not like overly concerned, it's just like, why do I feel like it's different because I'm on stream versus like in public on stream versus off stream in public? like what is the difference to my brain? Ludicrous heavy anonymity, that's exactly it. That is exactly it, yes. Which is why you should never hit on a streamer unless you are very, very close to them and feel that they would be receptive to that. And you want to test the waters. But like, don't go to a random streamer that doesn't know you and start hitting on them. That's not okay. Because you're not on equal footing. I've talked about this ad nauseum, but I never linked that to why I just like spew my personal life all over people in person. But I don't do that on stream. Well, I do. I tell you guys most things. I tell you guys most things. Vagina!
Navi.
Oh, is there Dota happening and I didn't know about it? Oh shit, I was gonna go after my break. Well, I'll just finish this, because we're very, very close to the end here. Stream. I'm gonna forget sometimes you may be a little more personal, but try not to dive too deeply. I get pretty personal with you guys. There's only like a couple of things that I don't talk about. And I really do mean like a couple of things. Like a small handful of things I don't talk about. That's weird, Bear. Hit on like punching or the other kind of hit on? Like flirting with. I mean, again, flirting is case by case basis. I'm not gonna say like hard line don't. But like, don't be trying to date someone who doesn't know you, is kind of the thing. Like that's, you know? And it's different, like streamer-viewer relationship is different from like two people in a chat. Because you're on equal footing, you both have the same amount of, you're on equal footing, you have the same amount of anonymity, and you're just hanging out together, getting to know each other, conversing, like, all of us are hanging out together and getting to know each other. Which is honestly my favorite part of streaming, and attending streams. But, you know, talking to someone online is exactly the same as talking to someone in person. Sometimes people develop feelings for each other that way, and that to me is very normal and natural. But like the streamer-viewer one is a little, it's unusual. I'm not gonna say that's always wrong, but it's a little bit, it's a little bit harder to navigate. Like typically, if the streamer starts to have feelings for a viewer, I feel like that's more normal because again, unequal footing, so they must know each other pretty well at that point. You get it. You guys know. Started giving you shit and whispers? Oh, Bear, that's so weird. Can't be completely vulnerable without trust and safety with those. Or with. Stockholm Major. I could have been watching that the whole time! But I haven't. I like that desk. What's up, girl? Just me flirting. It's bad now. Good desk. I thought you were flirting with my desk, though. I was like, ooh, Ori, you like this? Ooh. My desk appreciates your advances. Navi just titled Artesian for Series Game 3? Good job, Navi! Hey Thar, how you doing? Favorite streamers are genuine ones with small rooms engage and forge conversations. Yeah. There we go. Finished. Now, this made the strap a bit longer, but not too much. Well, I guess a couple of inches. The other side is flush with the bag. But I guess that's okay. Let me just... I don't have scissors. You know what? I will get my scissors on my way back. I have to go on a break. Sorry, Thar, that you just got here. I'll be gone about 2 minutes. Enjoy the music. I just have to pee and get water and stretch. That is hardwood. Yeah, she is, boy. Or they. You know what? Are you a they? I don't know. You're a desk. Are you a she? He, they? You're a desk. Show them the desk drawers. There are no drawers. This desk has no drawers. Alright, go enjoy your walk with Lupin. Alright. Bye! And by bye I mean I'll see you in 2 minutes. I gotta pee.